Good boy. And welcome back to Good Boy Builds. On this episode, I'll be transforming these cold, inanimate sheets of plywood into a warm, tower-like stain-grade cabinet, which will hold a mini freezer, fridge, microwave, some wine, and bits and bobs. So there's three major problems or challenges with this build. First is the size. The dimensions are 30 inches wide, 24 inches deep, and 89 inches high, or 76 centimeters by 61 and 225. It will be hard to assemble and maneuver in place, but we'll get to that when the time's right. Second, it's stain grade build, which means that the margin of error is very small, that is compared to painted cabinets, where mistakes are often easily covered by wood putty, other fillings, painted over, and so on. And third, I don't want any screws to be seen, and I want the side panels to be contiguous sheets without a bottom or a top plywood sheet sticking out and ruining the grain. Also, because it will be standing on its own, not butting up against other cabinets, I need a design that doesn't use any screws, that are visible but still needs to be strong enough to hold quite a bit of weight. Okay, so now that we're all on the same page, onward to the build. So I like to rip all the pieces first. Then cross-cut them to length. And I was getting pretty good right angle cuts with minimal tear out with my circular saw and this Craig jig for rips and crosscuts. This might be a good time to explain the design a little more. So to avoid the screws and have the cabinet that has that uninterrupted sheet of plywood grain on the sides, I have to inset the top, bottom, middle panels into my cabinet sides. That is, I need to cut out precise channels, the thickness of the plywood that I'm using, and carefully glue everything together. And I did a dry run and put this together. That's kind of what it looks like. It's a giant box. And then Karen helped me out as I began gluing the pieces together. Since the bottom, top, and back won't be visible, I also sunk a few screws for some added support. Then I added some backboards with pocket screws. Left large gaps in the back for ventilation, as none of the fridge, wine, or microwave units were designed for a tight fit cabinet. And here we are. It glued up pretty well. Now I just need to give it a good sanding. Onto the finisher. First, a layer of wood conditioner. Then there's a 30-minute wait. Then the teak stain. Trying to be methodical here. Doing the corners, top, back, sides, and bottom to avoid any drips and blotching. It is a lot of surface to stain, and it kind of tested my patience. I chose to use wipe-on poly since it's sort of dummy proof. It's more work, but I can do coats in between other things and it doesn't bother me. I showed a couple of pictures to my dad at this point, and he was a little nervous about whether my middle partitions could hold all the weight of the appliances, and he doesn't get nervous easily. So I decided it might be prudent to add a couple of small metal brackets that will essentially be hidden and will help with the load. And here we are.
No way.
Your shelf is too short.
I made it too big?
You gotta move your shelves up.
No.
Okay. Yep, that's good.
It's missing a leg. They're rolling out.
They're rolling out.
A little later, I had time to finish it off with a couple of wine racks. I have some offcuts of poplar from previous projects that I'll use here. I'm going to stain it and finish them the same way, try and match the color as much as possible. It's a different type of wood, but we'll see.
Lunch is ready whenever you are.
Sweet. Gnocchi? No, no. This one. You like this one? Oh, look at these two. Look at these two. Look at